Hello there guys, this is a little bit of a cheeky video. I really couldn't be bothered to do the weekly events, okay? I did the threading the needle one and then I had to do some circuit races and I couldn't be bothered to do the circuit races, but I do have a track laid down from this point here, Broadway Village Scramble, that is perfect for cheating and doing them very easily. So it's this one right here if you want to do the same as what I'm doing, and then if I go into it, I've created a new track. So I just need to go into my custom events. It's this one, look, 1 lap, easy win, spring forzathon. So it's using exactly the same track that I did on the YouTube demo that you might have seen, but it's just 1 lap rather than 3. So I'll jump into it, you'll see what I mean. Now I've already done this. You have to win, I think it's 4 of these circuit races. So I've done it already, so I'm past that stage. But if you've not done that yet and you want to, do it very, very quickly, then just come here and do this. Do it 4 times, just takes a couple of minutes. So I'll just do 1, and then I've got a couple of other things that I want to share with you, and I'm going to jump into that BMW, the Forza Edition one, and show you my progress so far on my drifting. So a lot of people have asked me for that. So here we go, you just pop down here. It's a guaranteed win. I've got all my settings set to maximum at the moment. I think, like my simulation tyres and all that stuff, I think so anyway. So there we go, 20 seconds or thereabouts. Okay, 25 seconds and we're done. So you just got to do that 5 times to get that weekly event. So if you want to jump into that, you can do it. If you can't find that particular blueprint, I'll show you how to find it. The first thing that you need to do is to be following me on Xbox, like add me as a friend basically. So press your Xbox button, go to people, search for my gamer tag Toomey74 and then just click on add friend. So you can do that, and then you come over here to Broadway Village Scramble. Now I know I've said this before, I said it in my blueprint video and also in my how to find blueprints video. So you'd come in here, you'd press solo, you'd pop on over to custom events and then go, the search button is what you want. So it doesn't matter where you are on these, just press the button that says search, go up to here and change it to friends and followed and say confirm. Then I'll show up here. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't show up in this part, which is where it should put all the friends and followed, but that's broken. So you can see there's nothing in here for me, but I follow this person and they show up when I search. So just go search, up to the top, category, friends and followed, confirm. And as long as you're following me on Xbox or you're my friend on Xbox, then that's going to work for you. So that is how you find that blueprint. And you just do 1 lap, do it 4 times, and you've then got that weekly challenge sorted. So, a couple of other things I want to share with you. First of all, I'm going to pop into these. So it's the weekly challenges here. It was the final one. You do need to do all of these in order. So get in the car first, obviously, and then this one here, threading the needle. I did make a video showing an easy way to do that, just by driving through parked cars. Gives it you every time. You just go backwards and forwards and it's done. But a lot of people commented saying if you go into Horizon Solo, there's a lot more traffic than you just drive up and down the motorway. Now, I didn't know that. I had no idea that Horizon Solo would put more traffic on the road. So that's really, really useful. So I want to say thank you to all those people that said that. Because if we look at the daily challenges, I mean, I've got to get 3 awesome near-miss skills. I need traffic to do that. So, I mean, you need traffic for all sorts of things. So it's really, really useful to know that on Horizon Solo, it gives you more traffic. So I had no idea. Now, obviously, from the comments on that previous video about threading the needle, a lot of people knew this, but other people like me didn't. I never go into Horizon Solo. The next one is the danger signs. Now you can do the same danger sign over and over again. It doesn't have to be a different one. Just find one that you enjoy or is really easy. Do it 3 times and there we go, 9 stars. And then this one here, 4 road circuit events. If you want to take advantage of my blueprint, it's really quick and easy to do. I couldn't be bothered to do 4 road circuit events. I want to focus on something else. So that's that out of the way. Let me just jump into the map a moment and I'll show you something else about these seasonal events, which is a little bit fucked up. So seasonal events. There's one right up in Edinburgh, this one here, where it says you need to use vintage racers. You don't. You can use any car on this. So if you've not done this yet, or if you did do it and you used a vintage racer and you were struggling, it's broken. You can use any car. Now, I didn't notice this. FallenUK, one of my regular subscribers that comments very often on my videos, he noticed this and he sent me a message on Xbox just to let me know. So I want to share that with you. This is from FallenUK, so thanks to him for pointing this out. You can use any car to win this particular championship. And he used the Koenigsegg 1-to-1. So obviously a really, really easy win on Unbeatable because they're all using vintage racers. So there we go, a lovely little tip there for you to win that one. A couple of these, I'm not sure which ones they are, but they give you the high-res jackets. So both of them, the police uniform and the high-res uniform, are both available in the season events this time round. And in the actual forzathon shop, if you haven't looked yet, where is it? Spring forzathon. In the shop, we've got these, the helmets that go with those jackets. So you might want to pop in here and buy these while they're on sale. And pick those up so that when you win your jackets, you've got something to go with them. So those things aside, I want to show you something else which is also a little bit messed up on this this Forzathon event. So if I go into, let me just teleport. I need to be somewhere else on the map. So I'm going to go into this one here. I think it's called Fly Like an Eagle or something like that. So when I arrive at this, you'll see when I look at the rewards, there's some money, there's a horn, and there are some clothes, the high-res jacket. So let's pop in. So there we go, the patrol outfit, sorry. So we've got 5,000 credits, the Bois horn, and the patrol outfit. So that's what you win for doing the Fly Like an Eagle event. But if I go into Horizon Life, in here, and go to Season Planner, if you read the first one, the Fly Like an Eagle, it says tear up the streets of Edinburgh at daybreak for a chance to win the MG Metro 6R4. So it doesn't mention that on the event itself, but it is telling you about it here. Now that MG Metro 6R4, it's not an exclusive car. You can buy it for, I think, 150,000 credits or something like that. Might be 125 from the actual showroom. And if it's in the showroom, then it's obviously also going to be in the auction house for a lot cheaper, and I'm pretty sure you can get it on spins as well. I don't have it on this account, but I have got it on my other one. So it tells you can win that car here, but when you actually go into the event itself, it doesn't mention it, so I don't know whether it gives it you or not. And also, if somebody can tell me, just for my other subscribers, leave a message in the comment section, if there is an event this time which is cooperative. Let's have a look. So I don't know if it tells you just by hovering over them or whether you have to go to them. So it's usually this one though, isn't it? Yeah, this is the co-op one. So does that work this time? I'm guessing that it must do because FallenUK has done it in the Koenigsegg, and if he didn't win whatever it gives you, he probably would have said that it's broken, but he didn't. So it must be working this time. I don't know, but if you can confirm that, that would be awesome. One last thing. Let's get in the BMW. Okay, right, I'll show you very quickly how I'm getting on with my drifting. Now, those of you who are my friend on Xbox will have noticed, as a couple of you have mentioned to me, that I'm starting to show up on your leaderboard. I've done a few of the drifting events. I've got 3 stars on a few of them. I've done a few of the chapters on the Drift Club, and I've got 3 stars on a couple of them. I love the Shelby. The Shelby is so nice for drifting. I'm really getting into that. A couple of the other cars, I'm really struggling to actually make it to the finish line in time because I can't control them, but I'm getting the drifting points. That's not the problem. The problem is driving the car. I love the one that's by your house. Where is it? Okay, let's put the stuff back on. Not sure where it is, but the one that's in the little village by the house. Oh, it's over here, isn't it? Yeah. That one there. I love that one. I've got my 3 stars on it already, but that's one of my favourite. But yeah, I am, excuse me, I am also practicing around on the airstrip as well. So I'll pop over to the airstrip and I'll just do a very quick example of where my drifting is right now before I close the video. Now, I did a lot of practicing on this the other day, and I've actually got a blister from my controller from practicing drifting. Now, I'm doing a couple of things that were not in Dubs' tutorial, and I think the reason they're not in there is because he's really good at this, so he doesn't need to do them, but for me they help. Now, I did change my difficulty settings, so let's just pop in here and see what they're on. I don't want this on oops. Oh, I'll leave that on, I might need it at one point. I want to put that off. I don't need driver line. Shifting manual, stability off, steering normal, ABS off. I want ABS off, because I do want to lock up my wheels when I'm braking. So it seems to help you to transition. Now, Dubs says you put your ABS on. I think it seems to be better off. It seems that when you're doing the drift zones and you have to transition from drifting left to drifting right, when ABS is off, it seems to help you to do that. So I've done a bit of experimenting, and there's a couple of other things as well that I'm doing a little bit differently. Now, what I'm thinking about doing is when I get a lot better at drifting, I'm going to make like my own drifting tutorial that's for absolute beginners, and I'll show them what I'm doing so that they can get to a point where drifting feels good. But then once I've done that, I'm going to send them on to the tutorial that I've watched from Dubs, because he goes into a lot more detail, it's more technical, he explains why drifting works and all that sort of stuff that I don't really understand. And obviously I've got to give him credit because he's helped me to learn. So yeah, I am planning on doing my own tutorial. Let's go over here. So what I'm doing now is turning in with the handbrake and then doing a bit of this and then carrying on. So, I mean, you watched my previous video, well, you might have done. Wasn't that a lot better? So I've kind of been doing a lot of figure of eights around this sort of area. Let's go up to the back end a little bit. I don't want to knock them down, but I also don't want to go this way around them. So I'll turn around. Okay, what I was doing before is going over to this little one. Oh, I've messed it up completely. Going around it, and then going over to this one. Okay, I'm doing a bad example now, but you get the idea. Going around that one, and then going back over here. So I did this for hours. Just going around them, usually in a figure eight pattern, sometimes like I've just done there. But yeah, it's still not great, as you can see. I'm hitting stuff, I'm not drifting how I'd like to. I'm still struggling with keeping the circle going. Let's have a crack at this. But I'm getting there. It's getting better. I mean, I'm sure you'll agree that this is an improvement on last time. I'm going to pop over to that area near the house and just have a little crack at... It's all the way over here, isn't it? Just have a little go at this as well. There's too much stuff on the map. That'll look... Oof. There we go. I'll teleport on top of his car. But I love this one. But what I've noticed on the drift zones is you have to be really careful not to go off the road. If you go off the road, you stop scoring points. And usually that's what cripples me, is going off the road. So you've got to sometimes go a lot slower than you normally would just to try and stay on the path. So I'm going to stick with second gear in this one. Oh, I've messed it up already. But yeah, that stuff like that, just going off the road is what seems to mess me up. Let's go back again. I'll have another little crack at this one. But yeah, I'm sure you've noticed that those couple of examples are in a completely different league to where I was before, but there's still a long way to go. But I think most importantly, I enjoy it now. It feels good. You know, I'm liking this. Oh, I forgot it's an invisible car, isn't it? I was going to try and work my way around. Again, you go off the road, making no points. I'm drifting, but it's not doing me any good. So you have to be really gentle.
You have arrived at your destination.
But that's not bad, is it? That's a lot better than I was. So I've got 47,000 points on this one. There was a challenge the other day on the little donut inside the actual Horizon Festival. And I did that one. I got the 3 stars on that, so I was quite chuffed about that, because that was a higher requirement than what the 3 stars for that particular drift zone normally would be. So yeah, that's my problem, going too far off the track. And that's what normally messes me up on a couple of the ones where I'm struggling to get 3 stars. I just have to be a bit more gentle. So yeah, as you can see, I switched over to the BMW. The reason being, this is the car that I want to learn to drive so that I can give it a fair challenge against the Renault on skill point farming. And then... Oh, go on. Oh no, I'm going to mess it up. Ah, that's no good. 26.
Arrived at your destination.
So then I can give it a fair trial for skill point farming, which is kind of what I want to do. Now, I was doing my tutorial in the Ford Mustang because that's what Dubs' video was using. There was a tune for it, etc. But I thought, well, if this is the car I ultimately want to be drifting in, I might as well learn in this car. Oh, I'm going to have to wait for him a little bit, aren't I? Because it's going to be in my way. That'll do. I do hate the light blue version of this car, like the default one. Oh god, I'm going way too slow. No, that's terrible. I did this design on it. Well, I painted it. I didn't. It's not really a design, is it? But yeah, it was really. I hate that light blue one. I'm surprised that a lot more. I mean, this is a really popular car, and the default is not a very attractive design. So I'm amazed that more painters have not done this car, the design for this car, because I reckon it would it'd get a lot of downloads. So if you're a painter and you want a lot of people to be downloading your designs, do one for this. It needs it. It's screaming out for it. Oh, it's going well. Oh, I've messed it up now.
You have arrived at your destination.
So yeah, 24,000 points, but you can see that my top on this is 47, so as you can imagine that was a lot more impressive than what I've just shown you. But yeah, my drifting's coming on, it's coming on nicely. And aside of just going around the airport drifting, what I found most useful is just driving around, just, you know, doing normal driving, but every time I come to a corner, ooh, bad example, every time I come to the corner I just try and drift around the corner just a little bit, and and trying to keep the control as well. I can't drift in the cockpit view. I much prefer this view for this style of driving.
You've arrived at your destination.
But yeah, every corner, even just a little bit like this, just a slight drift around that corner, get a sharp one, do a drift around it, but I'm trying to just do the drift on the corner and then line the car up. And it's really teaching me quite nicely how to control the angle of the drift and adjust it, because obviously all corners are different. So I'm finding that really handy, and also it's helping me to drift at different speeds as well, depending on where I'm going and what I'm doing. So yeah, I've been doing that a lot, just driving around and doing stuff like this. And then if it's a long corner, I've got to kind of like use the handbrake again to kind of keep it going and stuff. Oh god, I hate it when I catch that button. I've got my controller in Type 1 for this as well. I find it a lot easier to do this stuff in Type 1 controller and this view than I do in my normal. So normally I'll be on cockpit view with Type 11. For some reason on drifting, that's not working so well for me. So yeah, I do switch it up quite a bit, depending on what I'm actually doing in the game. Oh shit, I thought the road went the other way. So let's just pop back to the drag strip, the airfield, before I close this video. I'll just have another little go up here. Oh, hate that, so annoying. Same button to teleport, but it just gives you a leaderboard. So I'm just going to have a little play around here and then we'll close up this video. But I really just wanted to share those few things with you about the seasonal events. So use any car, it doesn't have to be a vintage. If you want to do the road racing circuits really easily for the weekly Forzathon points, then jump into my blueprint. You can do them, all of them, in just a minute or two. And I'm not going to bother going down there, I prefer this section. And also, you're not going to get that MG Metro that it tells you about, but you can buy it anyway, it's not an exclusive car. I don't know how light this car is, okay? To me it looks heavy, right? I mean, obviously I've got a tune on, but watch this. Let's see how slowly we can go over this ramp. And how far we can jump. Right? Absolutely no way. That is ridiculous. It's just stupid. So I like doing that. I like just going, whoops, oh, that's messed me up. It's like this car weighs nothing. It's probably because I downloaded some drift tune. I don't know which one I did, but I downloaded a tune that was called something to do with drifting and was from someone that had got quite a high ranking, and it was popular. Look at that. That's just stupid. It's absolutely stupid. I should use this car on some of the danger signs where you have to jump a distance, because it just floats like a bloody balloon. It would be easy 3 stars on everything. But yeah, I just thought it looked ridiculous when you go over there. Let's go around this. Oops, gone too far. Right, is that an improvement or what? I find it harder to do going clockwise than anti-clockwise. I've kind of got more, I've done it more going one way, so I've got more used to it. I mean, there's really not that much difference, is there? It's just flicking your wheels the other way. And although that's not what I'm trying to do there, I wanted to keep on going round and around there, but I do like it. I like just doing like a drifty U-turn and then going back up. I think it looks good. It feels good. It feels like Starsky and Hutch. I don't like that though. And that's what I used to do all the time. I'll do it on purpose now. I'd go round, lose control a little bit, and then this would happen. So that's what I always used to do, and that doesn't feel good. I don't like that. So now I'm getting the hang of this instead, where I drift round a U, like that, and then straighten my car up again, and then carry on driving off without really losing much speed. That feels really good. And when you're just doing like a normal race or just driving around, doing that around corners feels awesome. I mean, it's not fast, obviously. You lose a lot of speed. You're not going to come first, but you get a lot of drift points, and it's fun. So, if you saw my previous video, then you'll see this is massive improvement. If you are absolutely shockingly terrible at drifting, like I was, I'm getting better, then there is hope for you. And I will be bringing out a really, really, really beginner tutorial, but not yet. I'm not good enough yet. But that is going to come. I'm going to bring out a super, super, super simple tutorial for drifting for absolute beginners. And then obviously when I post that video, I'm going to talk a lot about Dubs' tutorial, and I'm going to be sending people to him for kind of like the more advanced class, let's call mine complete beginner 101, and his can be the slightly more advanced version. What I was doing the other day, and I actually pulled it off a couple of times, I was so chuffed with myself. I was coming from over here and drifting around this. It was actually, no, I wasn't. I'm lying to you. I was coming from up here. So I was down here, and I was going. I'll try and do it now because it looks so cool. I was going along here, putting my handbrake about here, drifting all the way around this bit. I was closer though until I was perfectly lined up with that pipe, so I could drive through it. But so that my drift was just finishing, just before the end of the pipe. Oh, it felt so cool, it really did. I felt like a stunt driver. But yeah, a bit like this. So drifting around that and then driving into the pipe. But it took me a while to get it, but I did get it. But yeah, it felt so good. So I did a lot of playing around in this area. And I'm getting, obviously getting a lot of skill points as I'm doing this as well. Now, I don't know what people do up and down here, but I think they're just doing this, which is a bit boring, to be honest. It's not so exciting to do. I prefer the driving around things rather than just sliding up and down like this, one way and then the other way. And that's a bit boring. But as far as drifting going, you know, I'm liking it now. But not when that happens. Well, that wasn't too bad. Right, I think that's a nice time to end the video. Hopefully all those people that were waiting for an update on the drifting will watch this, because it's kind of just tagged on the end. But just before I say goodbye, let's take that spin that we just got. Oh, I've got a few of them. I'll take them. Oh, I can skip. Until it gives me something good. So that might be all of them. It might just be one or two. I like the sprite. So something gold that's not clothing. I'm going to end up taking them all, aren't I? Come on. I thought that was going to be the Civic, but it flipped down to the waistcoat. That's not the Shelby that I like, it's the Cobra. But yeah, that Shelby Cobra, the old one, it's absolutely lovely for driving when you're drifting. I am sticking with the BMW, but I think that's going to be a car I drive a lot. Nice amount of money, that's pretty nice. I kind of wanted a legendary car rather than money, but still that's a fair amount of credits. A rubbish amount of money. Just a few left, so I might as well use them all up, and then we'll call it a day. Some more money. Nothing exciting in there. Don't give me that helmet. Oh, terrible item of clothing. One left. No legendaries. And a Raptor. I'm not going to drive that. I don't like those kind of things. I would have preferred that was down there. So there we go, guys. That is, we're done. That's all from me. So you take care, have an awesome day, and I will see you all soon. As soon as my drifting is ready, I will make a nice basic tutorial. So if you are completely useless like I was, don't worry, there is hope. You will be able to do this. So see you later, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.